Hey everyone, it's Steph. Welcome to my channel. Today is the first Vlogmas video I am filming and I'm excited to be here. I'm happy you're here too. And let's chat today about Christmas books. First, we're going to talk about some classic books that center around Christmas, and then we're going to talk about some contemporary written books that have been written in the last few years that take place during Christmas time. Number one, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This obviously takes place during the Christmas season. This is Scrooge, the night where he meets the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. Many of us know this very famous story from one of its many adaptations for TV or film. If you've never read the original book, I highly recommend it. It's only a few hours for an audiobook. I want to say it's like 3 hours or under. So really, really easy to get your hands on a copy of it. It's probably on YouTube too. You can probably check that out. But definitely something that puts you in the Christmas mindset. If you're like me, you love to compare adaptations to the original work itself. So it's great to see the differences and similarities between the two. So if you've never checked this out, think about checking that out this season. Next up for book recommendations for a Christmas theme, we have Little Women. This takes place over many years about these four sisters. You may or may not have seen one of the many film adaptations of it. I love this story. Got to read this book for the first time just last December, or was it 2 Decembers ago? But it was a perfect time for me to read that book, and I so recommend it if you've never read it before. Again, I listened to this on audio, and I really loved it and could enjoy it while I was preparing for the Christmas season, and definitely something to check out if you've never read it. Next up, if you've heard of Anne of Green Gables or seen one of the adaptations, either the Megan Follows version from the 1980s or have seen the more recent Netflix adaptation, Anne with an E, then you might want to check out this short book that the same author of the Anne of Green Gables series, Lucy Maud Montgomery, wrote called Christmas with Anne. And I believe this is a series of short stories to do with Anne and Marilla and Matthew that take place during the Christmas season. I read this, I want to say last December, and it was really sweet and just a great time to revisit the Green Gables, Avonlea world, and it was really nice to read this, and it puts you in the cheery, Christmassy mindset. So something to check out. Next up, we have Little House in the Big Woods. This is the first of the Laura Ingalls Wilder series that the TV show Little House on the Prairie was later inspired by. And we have a whole bunch of stories. This is not exclusively Christmassy, but there are some Christmas stories in the later portions of the book that are really heartwarming and just remind you what Christmas is all about. And I think it's relevant. A good reminder in the year of quarantine Christmas where we're not all going to be together about what truly matters the most and focusing on the meaning of the season. So I really enjoy that aspect of this story. Next up and last for our classics kind of old book kind of section of this video is the Lion. Oh my gosh. Is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. This is the first of the Narnia books, and as you may or may not be aware, it takes place entirely during winter, around the Christmas season. It's not exclusively Christmas. Oh, that's not true. Santa is in this. So it does have Christmas themes throughout the story, even if it's not only what the story is about. It's a great book. Definitely check it out if you've never read it. Alright, moving on to books that have been written in the last few years, more recently. This is just a whole conglomeration of books I've been reading, so I think I'll kick it off with the books I've recently read. If you've seen my Thanksgiving vlog, you know that I loved reading Miracle Creek Christmas a couple weeks ago. It was so good. I so enjoyed these two characters. We have an art teacher and a fireman. Both of them have had things happen in their past that cause them to withdraw into themselves and to not trust the people around them. And then meeting one another and slowly letting down their walls a little bit to see if they can kind of grow into a more alive version of themselves and be who they were meant to be as people, as individuals, and then bringing out the best in each other. It's a really great romance. It reminds you a little bit of a Hallmark movie, but to me it has a bit more depth and it has a lot of development and just heart to it. So good. Definitely check it out if you're interested. This just came out a couple months ago. So good. Next up, we have a series which I'm currently reading and loving, so I had to share it with you. This series is 5 books, the 5th of which was just published this week. This is a Regency era set of stories. They're not super long. Each of them are like, I want to say 250 pages tops. I'm reading it on Kindle with really large print to save my eyes. So I don't remember the exact number of pages, but it is relatively easy to read. This is called the Christmas Bells Frost Fair series. It is so good. The covers are amazing, the titles are fantastic, and the first few are spin off of Christmas song titles, which I love. First one, Her Silent Night, is about a woman who has a secret fling going on. There's this issue of a forbidden romance, and then one of her childhood friends ends up coming upon them one day and being like, you gotta stay away from him, he's bad news, you don't know what he's really like. And she's like, how do you know what he really like? I know what he's really like. And then all this tension, and then he ends up staying with her family, but she's all like, stay away from me, I'm in love, practically engaged to somebody else. And he's like, he bad news for you, I gotta show you what it's like for a real gentleman to treat you with kindness and respect. So then we have this love triangle kind of thing, and then she's not sure which way to turn to, and it is a great story. Such a fun read. Definitely recommend. The second one, we have a woman who is visiting with her mother. She is engaged to someone she hardly knows, basically to save her family's fortune. She ends up visiting with this family her mother is friends with, and lo and behold, they have a handsome son. She runs into him at the Frost Fair first, and then she sees him later on. She's like, you live here? Oh my gosh. What? Ooh, you're so cute, but I'm engaged to someone else. I can't like you, but I really like your sisters, and I almost wish I was part of your family, but I can't like you because I'm engaged to this other dude. It is another love triangle, and it's so good. And the thing I love about this story is we have a story about people who love books. I was like, yay! I love it. It's so good. The third one I finished last night. I might have stayed up too late reading it, but it was so good. I was gonna put it down last night, and then something major happened. I was like, oh, I can't put it down now. And then I finished the book. It was so good. Alright, so here's the deal with this one. We have a French woman living in the English countryside area, runs into this man at the Frost Fair during a trip to London. He seemed really nice until he realized that she was French, and then he totally shut down and was like nasty to her. So then they bump into each other, and then it's like, oh snap, and then they're snowed in together at this impromptu house party, so to speak. These two are also book lovers, so it's really fun. There are tons of library scenes, and the library in this book, let me tell you, it reminds me of the Beauty and the Beast library from the anime movie. It's like a two-tier library with a ladder, and I was just like, it's totally Beauty and the Beast. Okay, I digress. It's so good, really enjoyed it, and seeing the challenges that arise from an English soldier, he's a major in the English army, versus a French woman who has no association politically with what's happening with Napoleon and the war, just the kind of perceived prejudices based off of the difference in her voice and her culture versus his culture and his traditions, and his experience in the war and how that's influencing his prejudice towards the French during this time of unrest politically during this era. So good. I can't wait to read the next one because it's by Deborah Hathaway, and I read her Cornwall series recently and it was so good. So I'm really excited to get to this next. Now that I've gushed about how good this series is, all of them have just been published within the last couple months, and they're so good, and I can't wait to read more. This is right up my alley. It's got the Christmas theme, it's got historical romance, great character development, sweet romance stories, keeps things interesting, and a lot of book lovers so far in this series, which I am just all about. Alright, moving on. Next up we have Because of You. So this is a short story. We see that she is a young woman who is active in volunteering and participating in her community, and she looks out for a friend of hers who passed away, her friend's husband, and their child. I read this, I want to say last Christmas, and it was just so touching, so heartwarming. It's definitely a short story, it's a novella, but I really enjoyed the story. You don't need to have any other knowledge of the rest of the series to read this and enjoy it. It was so good, so much heart. It deals with loss of a spouse, dealing with moving forward, considering establishing another relationship after the loss of a spouse, and just taking care of your community. They both volunteer through a church ministry project. They're giving back to the community, so there's a lot of social justice themes in there, looking out for your family and friends and your neighbors, just to look after the well-being of other people who you might not realize are going through more. So good, definitely enjoyed it, and wanted to include that in this list. Next up we have a short story collection. This is called the Christmas Heirloom Collection, and I really enjoyed all these stories. There were a few in there that just really got me, and it's so much heart to it. Even though they're short stories, I was just like, yes, so good. Definitely worth checking out. I think I've read all of these authors by now, full-length novels of them, and they're so good. So these authors are great. Knew I wanted to check this out. I'm so glad that I did. Next up, we have All Hearts Come Home for Christmas. The first and primary reason I wanted to read this is because Sarah Eden wrote one of the stories in this collection, and it continues with the Lancaster family series that she has, where we get to see the Duke of Kilder's mother. So we've kind of seen her earlier in the Lancaster series as someone who has fallen short of being the woman she was meant to be a little bit, and just riddled with doubt and uncertainty about where she fits, finding a place to belong. And it feels like she kind of has more of a redemptive story in this, where we get to see inside her head, hear her thought process, hear her regrets, and see how she can kind of make her way forward to be a happier and more fulfilled version of herself, which is really great to see. And it's a romance, so it's great to see her kind of have a second chance at that, since she lost her husband at an early age. So great story, and we have some wonderful moments as always with the Duke of Kilder, Persephone, and the whole Lancaster crew, which I love and I can't wait for more, but I digress. Moving on. Alright, we have just a couple more. So we have Friends and Foes, which I've mentioned multiple times on this channel. I know it's redundant, but this takes place during a Christmas house party. It's not exclusively about Christmas, but it takes place during that time. We see several scenes where they're celebrating Christmas and singing carols and having family moments together to honor the holiday. So definitely something I'd recommend, regardless of whether or not it's Christmas time. The last exclusively romance Christmas story on this list is Christmas at Carnton. This is a little bit shorter than some of the author's other stories, but nonetheless very heartwarming. This story takes place at Carnton, which is one of the mansions in the Nashville, Tennessee area, and it's really neat to read about real people and real settings in her fictional stories. She has a few other mansion series, which I really, really love, and this one is the first kind of prequel to her Carnton series, which she is still writing. In the story, we have a woman who's recently been widowed. She is traveling with her 6-year-old son and ends up being involved with the Women's Relief Society in order to kind of find a new path moving forward, and she ends up meeting a man who is a soldier who has a head injury that he's recovering from the war, and he ends up involved with the Women's Relief Society as well. So the two of them are, I believe, butting heads in this society and trying to both find their own path moving forward, while the society is trying to help the community work through the results of the Civil War and the devastation to the surrounding community. So it's a really great story, very heartfelt, and something that I really enjoyed. That wraps up my romancy contemporary section of this video. I have one more which I read last Christmas that I wanted to share with you. It's called The Characters of Christmas, and it's a nonfiction book. I borrowed this from my library last year and listened to it on audio. It's basically just an analyzation of different characters from the Bible who had a role in the birth of Jesus or in the childhood of Jesus. So we get to see what it was like in a more analytical viewpoint of Joseph and Mary. See a whole bunch of people, ones who we'd expect and ones who we wouldn't expect, gone into detail and analyzed a little bit in how their role with meeting Jesus at his birth or as a child, how that impacted the overall Christmas story. So it's really, really neat to read. It didn't take a long time to read, but I appreciate the insights that the book had. So something to consider checking out. Alright, well that about wraps up this Vlogmas. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. Thanks so much for stopping by, and hoping that you're feeling in the Christmas spirit. Let me know in the comments if you are finding any books this Christmas season that are putting you in the Christmas spirit, have some Christmas themes going on, and I would love to hear about more of them. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great day!